Embracing the principles of UDL creates an entire culture, digital, physical, communicative, etc., that is by its nature accessible. UDL, in short, is the sustainable practice in education that reduces potential barriers and provides flexibility to reach as many learners as possible. The spirit or ethos of UDL applies to pedagogy, resources, and environment. The theory behind UDL is built from the science of knowing we learn by what, recognition, how, skills and strategies, and why, caring and prioritizing. The principles of UDL that are the foundation of the UDL culture include multiple means of representation, for instance, text alongside complex figures. Multiple means of action and expression, for instance, a project-based learning assessment as an alternative to a written essay. And multiple means of engagement. The multiple means of representation should sound familiar, as they overlap with the guidelines toward accessibility. Another cast video, UDL and Accessibility, talks about the fact that while accessibility is a component of and essential to UDL, it does not encompass UDL. The words used to describe UDI and UDL are perhaps its best selling points, aside from the testimonies of those who have implemented it and those who have benefited. UDL is a sustainable practice, eliminating the need for retrofitting. The principles of UDL considers all learners, so opportunities are inclusive. The opportunities afforded by UDL strive to be equal and accessible to all. An environment that considers UDL is a social, not medical model. UDL is flexible, so when accommodations or other alternatives are required, the effort is minimal. UDL is strong on objective, nothing is compromised. Educational institutions and personnel that are transitioning to a UDI or UDL model often request a checklist, similar to accessibility standards. But UDI and UDL really can't be structured like that. UDI and UDL have characteristics, as demonstrated by the descriptive adjectives, but can't exactly be measured. Rather, the framework is just set as an ideal, one where you are always reaching. To personally implement UDL, a faculty member might begin by asking what their learning objective is. Measures that are taken to embrace UDL should never detract from that objective, so it should remain a grounding point. Next, they should consider and remove any potential barriers to learning, including employing practices to meet WCAG guidelines. Beyond the tried and true traditional learning resources, faculty should consider bringing in or innovating other resources in ways that will allow them to engage learners, represent content, and demonstrate or express learning in a variety of ways. Lastly, they can and should expand their knowledge, comfort, and familiarity with teaching tools and techniques, so they've got more techniques and practices that are routine and available to meet and adapt to a wealth of situations and experiences. A culture of UDI and UDL will be one where the efforts to ensure inclusion and flexibility are transparent. Like universal design, UDI and UDL should be all around us, blending in with our everyday routines, learning platforms, and pedagogies. It should strive to create an inclusive environment that reaches as many learners as possible, without the need for rework or adaptation, yet remain flexible to meet individual requirements when and if they do arise. When we see the well-designed course or exemplary teaching, we shouldn't be thinking about UDI and UDL so much as an opportunity to recognize a positive learning experience or, more simply, good design.